Hey, what's happening? Happy Thursday. My name is Tuto Maringula and here are your news updates. Two fathers have been arrested after shooting each other's daughters during a road rage incident. A petition to ban pit bulls in South Africa has gained over 32,000 signatures. And a janitor was caught on camera dipping his genitals into a woman's water bottle and giving her an STD. Let's get right into it. It's Mzansi in 5. Let's start off with Durban, where the National Council of SPCAs has come out in support of the Sizwe Kupelo Foundation, which started a petition to ban pit bulls as domestic animals in South Africa following a spate of attacks on people. Now, a few weeks ago, a 10-year-old boy was mauled to death by the family's two pit bulls at his home in Gqeberha. While in Gqeberha last year, a pit bull killed a 3-year-old girl, while two pit bulls mauled a 66-year-old Durbanville man to death. In other recent incidents, a 3-year-old mute boy in Cape Town was killed by a pit bull, while two pit bull terriers mauled a 5-year-old girl to death in Mpumalanga in 2019. According to the NSPCA, the petition calls for all pit bulls to be castrated or sterilized, which would prevent the current rate of uncontrolled breeding. The petition also calls for stronger regulations for the keeping of pit bulls and other power breed animals, requiring owners to have permits to keep such animals. The NSPCA also went on to say, pit bulls are acquired by irresponsible people to portray an image of power for dog fighting, for breeding, and/or for security purposes, thus making the animal an extremely high risk. It's important to note that pit bulls are not savage or vicious animals. Instead, any aggression they might have is merely a product of poor ownership and training from their dog owners or breeders. I worked as a dog walker in Los Angeles for a brief period of time years ago. And I remember how powerful I felt whenever I would walk this particular pit bull. And I have to mention that she was the most mild-mannered and shy dog ever. Despite this, people would still cross the road out of caution. It was like walking around with a gun on 4 legs. So although I oppose the outright banning of pit bulls, because people have snakes, but I definitely agree with regulating the breeding and ownership of them. Because people get dogs just for the image, without understanding the complexity or nuance that comes with owning or raising each different breed. And I love dogs, especially pit bulls. Now, I've never owned a dog because I prefer to be a dog uncle. You get to enjoy the benefits of dog ownership without having to feed it, wash it, or pick up its poop. It's like being a semi-absent father for a child you never made. Moving on. Two fathers have been arrested and charged with attempted murder after shooting each other's daughters during a road rage incident. Now, before we continue, I will give you $20 billion, Zim dollars, if you can guess what country this took place in. America. Yep. The two men, Frank Allison and William Hale, were driving on a highway near Jacksonville, Florida, when they allegedly got into a driving dispute. According to Nassau County Sheriff Bill Leeper, Hale was driving a black Dodge Ram when he pulled up alongside Allison's gray Nissan Murano. Hale yelled at Allison to pull over. The sheriff says that a passenger in Allison's Nissan made an obscene gesture at Hale. Someone in Hale's vehicle then threw a plastic water bottle into Allison's vehicle. Then, according to Leeper, Allison grabbed his Sig Sauer 45mm handgun and fired one shot at Hale's truck before speeding away. The bullet struck Hale's 5-year-old daughter in the leg. When Hale realized that his daughter had been shot, he immediately rushed her to hospital. I'm just kidding. This is Florida. You know, America's penis. He allegedly pursued Allison's truck and fired several bullets from his Glock 43 9mm handgun. One of the bullets hit Allison's 14-year-old daughter in the back, collapsing her lung. The sheriff says that both men continued speeding along when they saw a sheriff's vehicle on the side of the road. They pulled over and began fist fighting until a deputy split them up. Let me mention again, both these fathers didn't even think about rushing their children to hospital. They just wanted to finish the fight. Fortunately, both victims are in stable condition and are expected to recover fully. Unfortunately, they're about to grow up without their fathers. And thank God. And while we're at it, why not report some more American news? A man in San Antonio, Texas, was arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon after urinating in a co-worker's water bottle and giving her herpes. According to the victim, who chose to remain anonymous for good reason, she noticed that the 5-gallon water dispenser at the medical office she worked at was discolored and had a weird taste and smell. So she decided to bring her own water bottle to work. She would, however, leave the bottle at work whenever she didn't finish her water, only to start noticing that her bottle eventually started smelling like the office water dispenser. And after installing security cameras on her work computers and doing a urine analysis, she uncovered footage of 50-year-old Lucio Diaz, a custodian at the office, dipping his genitals into her water bottle and urinating in it. He allegedly told investigators that he had a sickness and did not know how many times he had urinated in the workers' drinking supply. 11 other co-workers have come forward to press charges against him. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is an example of a man that put his penis before his paycheck. And I know this sounds harsh, but I don't think he deserves to keep it. He gave a married mother of 2 an incurable venereal disease. Chop that thing off and donate it to charity. Charity is a friend of mine who is currently deciding whether or not she wants to get a sex change. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Tuto Marengola. This has been Mzansi in 5.